What is soft and red and squishy and is full of lycopene? Tomatoes or tomatoes. And what is lycopene, you may ask? It's a compound that helps the body heal of cancers. It also helps the body remove free radicals. It's also good for bone growth. Today's video is not going to be done too much on cooking, but it's going to be done on my technique for planting tomatoes and storing tomatoes, because I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of space when I'm down here, and I actually start my tomatoes down here in the restaurant by a windowsill. So I just wanted to share with you my technique of doing it, and let's get it going. So the first thing we're going to do is just slice the tomatoes about 1/4 inch thick, just like so. Once they're sliced like this, we're going to put them on a dehydrating tray. Just lay them all down. They can touch. Touching is fine. Tomatoes like to be touched. Then we're going to use salt to put on the tomatoes, and we're going to be using sea salt because sea salt is live. We don't want to be using table salt. And so what you want to do with these, you also want to keep them at 118 degrees or lower. So that's going to be the place where your food and your seeds can re-sprout, and it's considered live. So what we're going to do is just pop it right in the dehydrator. This is our Excalibur dehydrator. It's a 9 tray. We just stick it in here until it's done. Again, at less than 118 degrees. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So when it's done, they all look like this. Super crispy. Super cruncherific. These were done last year, and you can still hear the snap of it. And you can do this with any kind of tomatoes that you get. They're heirlooms, all the fancy varieties. Just let them sit on your counter till they get ripe. Slice them all up, put them on the sheet tray, put a little salt on there, and then dehydrate it. And then what we do is just put them in Ziploc bags. So this is just like part of what we got last year. But I wanted to show you this. This is what's important right here. Can you see those seeds in there? All those seeds are going to come back alive. I'll show you my technique for planting them. So I basically just got one of these. You know, it has the lettuce in it. It's in all of your grocery stores. I just grabbed one of these containers, and I don't put any holes in it. Then I just fill it up with potting soil, just like so. And then I just lay my tomatoes straight on the potting soil, just like that. Just like this. And I try to find the ones with the most seeds in it so you can get better production out of it. And then I just cover it. I then cover it with soil, another layer of soil, and then that's it. Then I just water it. So once it's covered and watered, I just leave it by my windowsill here in the restaurant, and this is basically what comes up. So this year I did 2 of these, and it's just chock full of, these are all heirloom tomatoes, and they just basically like grow like this on the windowsill. And then what I normally do is I start these like as early as I can, and then what I do is when they get about this stage, when they start getting a little bit taller, I just take them home and split them up in different pots before I put them into the ground. So these here are some of the plants that I had taken out of the planter that I had down at the restaurant today. And then I'm just gonna like replant these in little pots such as these. Maybe get 1 or 2 to each pot. And just let me show you real quickly. And you might be saying to yourself, why don't I just put the seeds right into these pots, right? And grow them right from here instead of stressing the plants out and putting them all in once they start growing like this. The reason is, like I said before, is we work sometimes 10 to 12 hours a day at the restaurant, and I don't have time to like individually like plant all of these tomato plants individually like this. So then I just put them in a big container like I do. Just get them in the ground and get them started. Because I live in Oregon, so you got to start these things like super early, so that your plants are ready when the grow season is here, which is probably going to be in the next maybe 3 weeks or so. And that's the reason I do it like this, so that when I do have time, I'll just bring the babies up here, replant them, retransplant them, and then just let them wait until they're ready to go into the ground or into the greenhouse. And probably by next week, because it'll be warm enough in here, I can start planting in the greenhouse. So basically just like that, I just put about 1 or 2 plants in each pot, and that's it. Let me show you the ones I did a week ago and see how they're doing. And so they're doing just fine. They're losing their yellow leaves and coming back into the green. They're getting more sunlight. They're getting acclimated to the temperature out here in the greenhouse. And like I said, I do this method like every year, and it works for me. Maybe it don't work for you, but this is just an idea. So anyway, that was my theory or my technique for preserving tomatoes, so that you can use them the next year, and also you can eat them the next year. So you can store them, eat them, plant them, and share them. So all the way around, I think it's a pretty decent method. Anyway, hope you liked it.